Hello everybody and welcome back to Asagao Academy. When last we left off, Mai admitted to us that she has kleptomania. She swears she didn't take the boots. But now we're at this horrible, weird decision of whether to keep her secret or to tell the normal blutes what's going on. And basically blab her secret and let them know. I mean, Satch is putting himself on the line to try to clear our name, so I still haven't decided. I literally just continued recording. I have no idea. Oh, I think I would have justification to tell them, but if I believe her that she didn't take them, then I wouldn't really have reason to tell them. Other than just say, oh, she has kleptomania, but she didn't do it, just so you know. That's kind of backhanded move. So I'm, as much as I'm, my gut, I'm wondering if this is gonna bite me in the butt, I'm gonna keep her secret. No, Mai was my friend. If she wanted to tell Satch, that was her business, not mine. I won't tell anyone unless you want me to. Hana, thank you. Mai hurled herself around her desk and into my arms. Whoa, no problem. No, really, thank you. I know things look bad now, but we're on each other's side. As long as we can rely on each other, nothing else matters. Yeah. You're right. As the clock neared the end of lunch, Mai stood up and took my tray. I'll take these back. Oh, thank you. No problem. She left, her footsteps calmly measured march. She seemed to be feeling better. Maybe everything would work out. I hope so. One by one, students filtered into the classroom. I kept my eyes on my desk, running across the grooves in the worn wood. What would it feel like to run my hands across it? I wanted to find out, but was too afraid to move. Hana. I flinched at the sound of my name on another student's lips. The heat of several pairs of eyes lay thick on my face like a ray of sunlight. I didn't want to look at them. I couldn't look at them. The grooves in my desk really were very interesting. Yeah. The grooves in my desk really were very interesting, looping and swirling around. If it were a canyon, I'd fly a plane through it. They probably weren't looking at me. In all likelihood, I was imagining all of this. Yeah. How stupid of me. As if I were the center of the world. Silly Anna. She stole? But she looks so docile. This was way too familiar. Suddenly I felt lightheaded, as if my mind was no longer tethered to my body. Instead, I was floating up along the ceiling of the room, the place people feel when they roll their eyes in the back of their heads. A familiar scene played out before me. You're so selfish. You think you're better than us? No. Look at this girl. Who does she think she is? Say something! How? I was cowering on the floor beside my desk. It was after school. I had come into the classroom to get a textbook I'd forgotten and run into three girls. Three girls who used to be my friends. You copied off my test, didn't you? No, I didn't. Why would I? How did you get to be the top of the class then? And how did you manage to catch Nami's boyfriend, eh? You've been sleeping around, haven't you? No, I haven't. You guys know I wouldn't do that. Liar. No wonder, too. Her mother wasn't around to teach her proper manners. Ha! I bet her mom taught her how to sleep around. Haven't you seen her father? Ah! I was standing. The book I threw lay on the opposite side of the classroom, Nami having ducked to avoid it. For an instant, they looked up at me in fear. Then Melissa started laughing. Ha ha! Oh, wow, you're right. A bastard child from a bastard family. She'll never amount to much. But I feel so threatened now. I feel like I'll tell principal what happened. No, wait, I'm sorry, please don't. You don't mind cleaning up for us then? We couldn't clean the classroom because another student attacked us, and we're all such good friends. Why would we lie about this? I moved to the utility closet at the back of the room and grabbed a broom. That a girl. Guess she learned something from her mother after all. Hana, are you okay? You're shaking. I opened my mouth to respond, only for my teeth to start chattering.
Class?
Okay, class. Today we're going to... I raised my hand. Hana, what is it? Bathroom. Emergency, please. Alright, but be quick about it. I headed for the door, feeling as though I was moving through ether. 3 familiar green jackets didn't move a muscle as I shut it behind me. The hallway passed before me in a blur. All I could hear was the sound of my own breathing and the blood pounding in my head. I reached the restroom. A quick glance told me it was empty, all stall doors open. I picked one and rushed in, slamming the door and closing the lid of the toilet. Then I sat, pulling my knees up to my chest. I hate this. Deep breaths, Hana, deep breaths. Calm down. You're in a bathroom. You're at Asagao. Look, your uniform's different. The door's locked. No one's going to crawl under it like last time. You're safe. Deep breaths. As I breathed, my eyes wandered across the sterile gray tile and thick metal walls separating the stalls. It really did look different from my old school. There wasn't even graffiti on the backs of the doors. How in the world would Terry let people know she and Bobby would be together forever now? I giggled. Pull yourself together, Hana. This isn't the end of the world. Sure, things are bad, but...
You're my best friend, Hana.
Your score? That's incredible. No, the Hana I know would never hurt another person. I've already changed. But I'm still so... Ugh, what am I even doing here? Crying in a bathroom stall because people are whispering about me? Get a hold of yourself, Hana. Grow up! Do you want this to be it for the rest of your life? Every time someone has even the slightest bit mean to you, you run and hide, start crying and looking for someone to take the fall in your stead? Stead. What are you doing with yourself? This won't be my future. I unlocked and pushed open the door at the bathroom stall. My face, tear-stained and pink, stared back at me from the mirror. I'm going to change. From now on, I'm taking matters into my own hands. I will find the boots. I'll clear my name. Mize, too. And I'll find the missing books for Satch. He's been so kind to me, and I've been letting him take everything upon himself. But who does he have when things go bad? I want to be someone people can lean on. I want to be someone who can actually help other people. I rinsed my face and dabbed it with a rough paper towel. It's time that things change. You go, Hana! Woot, woot! I walked back into the classroom, shoulders square and eyes staring straight ahead. Shizuka paused her lecture, waiting for me to take my seat. This time, I could see the other students' heads turning, following my movement across the classroom. I ignored them. When I sat, Shizuka began teaching again, a slight smile on her face. When her back was turned, Mai tapped my shoulder. Are you okay? I turned to face her.
Yeah.
Better than ever. She smiled, but watched me for a few seconds. I tried to put as much of my resolve into my eyes as I could. I could do this. Finally, she nodded, and I turned to my classwork. First, I had to get through class. After that, the library. Be strong, Hana. I entered the library, the slightest damp smell of old books and little sunlight tugging my clothes. Bypassing clumps of students with their heads hung over homework, I went straight to the front desk. Satch stood behind it, searching frantically for something in the piles of papers stacked along the back wall. He kept shaking his head and pausing, almost as if he were muttering to himself, running his hands over his hair. It was odd. He looked really stressed. That wasn't normal for him. I almost didn't want to interrupt, but I came here for a reason. Excuse me? He jumped slightly.
Hana.
Oh, Hana. How can I help you? When he smiled, it almost seemed as if nothing was wrong, even though that clearly wasn't the case. But the strangest thing was that the smile didn't seem disingenuous. He was truly smiling, happy or content about something. Satch would never ask for help, even if he needed it. Are you alright? You don't seem very well. Satch glanced around him before replying in a low whisper. More books have gone missing. Oh! Mine's not due for another few weeks, so at least I'm not the one hurting you this time. My joke fell flat as a dead raccoon. Satch's face caved in. He stared at the counter in front of him. It's not looking good for me.
What?
What? What do you mean? He opened his mouth, but he didn't speak. After a pause, he began to chew his lip. Then something strange happened. He seemed to almost gather himself up. He took a deep breath, set his shoulders back, and smiled. Don't worry about it. It made my heart break. I wanted to crawl around the counter and give him a hug. I wanted him to feel the weight of his head against my shoulder, something to help him unload the burdens he carried. But as I looked at his smile, I realized he didn't want me to. More than that, he didn't want me to. Maybe if I were Gerard or Paul, but not Hana. Not right now, at least. Maybe during the flower festival we were close enough to share some of our burdens, but now? Satch was struggling and he didn't trust me enough to let me see it. My heart dropped. My neck grew hot. How exactly am I not supposed to worry about it? He waved a hand as if swatting away a fly. I'll be fine. No. Well, I have no doubt you'll be fine on your own, but it was now or never. Maybe he didn't want my help, but he still needed it. I paused for a second, trying to find the best way to word my intentions.
Well...
You're already trying to help me, and you have so much on your plate. The least I can do is help you find the missing books. 2 heads are better than... No, really, that won't be necessary. Why not? Other people are here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. I'm your friend. I want to help you, Satch. Satch looked at me skeptically. He really didn't trust me, did he? I'm not going to give up on this. Really, Hana, that's very kind of you, but... He looked around him in desperation. I don't think that would be helpful. Please, just let me handle this. I've got everything under control, I swear. But... Satch glanced over his shoulder. I mean it.
Alright, be good.
I've got to get back to work. I'll see you later. Satch stepped out from behind the counter and went into the back room. The librarian waited there, a stern look on her face. I turned and started back through the thick aisles of books. Now what? If someone really didn't want your help, wasn't it kind of bad to force yourself upon him? But the question was, did he really not want my help? I was sure it wasn't because he didn't want it or need it. It was because, for all he said, he believed I didn't take the boots. He didn't trust me. Not at all. As if telling me not to help is going to do anything. He's got another thing coming if that's what he thinks. Sometimes people just don't know what's best for them. Of course, I was assuming I knew better than he did about what he wanted, but I had to do something. I wasn't just going to sit around and wait until he was in trouble. It's not looking good for me. Whatever that meant, I wanted to make sure it didn't start looking any worse. And there. I snipped the blades of my scissors and shut, and a small book-shaped cutout fell into my lap. I set it into its pile and rolled out my shoulders. Finally, 4 thick piles of multicolored construction paper sat neatly before me. My hands ached from cutting so much at once. I set the scissors aside and grabbed the permanent marker that sat on my desk, along with the cloud-shaped decorations I made earlier.
Hana.
Hey Hana, I'm back! And we'll have to talk to mine next time. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see how Hana's planning on helping. I mean, lost books, so is she gonna go around to every student and ask, hey, who you do lose a book? I don't know how she's planning on quote-unquote helping, but I'm curious to see what happens now. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and as always, I'm TC Robson. Stay obsessed.